Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth, and in sincerity across the four winds, in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Father, shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shah. All right. Now, what I want to get into this morning is dealing with the King's Feast. Okay, and this King being Yahweh Shah. All right. And right now, what we have to understand, this understanding, this truth, which is likened unto, food, water, okay, bread, meat. Okay, well, this is all part of the King's Feast. Okay, and we're going to show you how Yahweh Shai, as he comes in the volume of the book, has laid out a feast. Okay, and you're going to have people come to this feast, but only the elect are going to appreciate the feast of the King. Okay, because you're going to have, the ungrateful guests. Okay, that all they do is complain, and downplay the feast. Okay, because it's something of spiritual substance. Okay, not of this world. All right, and a lot of our people that know they're Israelites, they still have an appetite for this world. Okay, so the king, the feast of Yahushua, okay, it doesn't satisfy them. Okay, but to the spiritual, all right, this feast is abundance. If you're spiritual, you should be able to see the abundance, okay, of the King's feast, okay, and the hopeful elect will be grateful of this feast, man. Okay, so I want to read this, okay, because this is right after the miracle when Yahweh Shai multiplied the bread and the fish, okay, and as he dipped out, okay, they tried to make him king and he dipped out. Okay, Jake went to go looking for Yahweh Shai. All right, and there was a dialogue he had, okay, against those unsincere Israelites, but he expounded on those that would be sincere, okay, and we're just going to go through different precepts, and link it all together, Lord will. This is edifying. And I'm going to read out of this, the Living Bible paraphrase, okay. It was a gift, given to me by the beloved brother Elder Kazak. So that's the Living Bible paraphrase. Okay. So this is St. John 6 and 22. It says the next morning, back across the lake, crowds began gathering on the shore, waiting to see Yahushua, for they knew that he and his disciples had come over together, and that the disciples had gone off in their boat, leaving him behind. Several small boats from Tiberias were nearby, so when the people saw that Yahushua wasn't there, nor his disciples, they got into the boats and went across to Capernaum to look for him. So Jake is hunting Yahushua down. It's right after the miracle. Okay? So you have Jake that's going out their way, looking for Yahushua. And it says, so when the people saw that Yahushua wasn't there, nor his disciples, they got into the boats and went across to Capernaum to look for him. When they arrived and found him, they said, Sir, how did you get here? Yahushua replied, the truth of the matter is that you want to be with me because I fed you, not because you believe in me. So if they're asking Yahushua, like, how did he get there? Because Yahushua had powers. He could teleport. He could disappear, reappear. He had those powers. Okay? So they're asking, like, okay, how did he get here? You see? But then he tells them about themselves, man, their true intent. He like, look, you're here because you got fed. Okay? That's why you're here. You're not here because you believe in me. Okay? And you see the same thing today. There's a lot of people that watch brothers, okay, GMS, all the apostle elders on down, the sincere affiliates, okay? And they're here to be fed, but they really don't believe in Yahweh Shai. They here to get the breakdowns, they here to get the understanding, they here to be in the loop when it comes to, prophecy and particular things, but they really don't believe in Yahweh Shai, okay? They just want to see something. They just want to hear something. This is a thing of information grab, okay? And Jake was looking at Yahweh Shai like he was a walking food line, okay? Like he was a food truck or something, okay? But they really didn't believe in Yahweh Shai. And you have the same thing today where people follow, to get the intel and get the information so they can go somewhere and sound deep, you know. But they really don't believe in Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh Shai called them out. And now it's going to be a dialogue and see their true intent is going to come out. Okay, what they was expecting of Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is it says they replied. No, verse 27 says, but you shouldn't be so concerned about perishable things like food. No, spend your energy seeking eternal life that all right, the Messiah can give you for the power, all right, for the Most High, the Father, have sent me for this very purpose. So he's telling them, look, you're so concerned about perishable food when you should be concerned about the everlasting food, okay, which is Yahweh Shai himself, understanding Yahweh Shai, digesting Yahweh Shai, the bread of life, you know. So he's telling them you're so concerned about perishable food that you're missing out on the spiritual nutrients, man. Okay? And as you read on, it says, they replied, what should we do to satisfy the Most High? Yahweh Shai told them, this is the will of the Most High, that you believe in the one he has sent. And you see, as of late, and over the years, there's been a lack, okay, of reverence for Yahweh Shai, the one whom the Heavenly Father sent. Okay? All these super duper Israelites and, marches and this and that. But then when it comes to Yahweh Shai, it's like a shrug of the shoulders when it comes to a lot of those that know that they're Israelites, man. Okay? There's really no real reverence for Yahweh Shai. You see? And Yahweh Shai is telling them, look, it starts with the reverence of me. Believing in the one whom the Father sent. That opens you up to everything. See, this is what has us open up to everything in the spirit, is the reverence we have for Yahweh Shai through faith, man. Okay? And it says, then replied, okay? It says, they replied, now listen to these niggas, man. They replied, you must show us more miracles if you want us to believe you are the Messiah. All right? And you see Jake with that same spirit today, man. You mean to tell me, okay, break down Revelation 13. We did that. Okay? Break down this, break down that. So you mean to tell me, well, break this down, break that down. And these things have been broken down over and over and over again. Okay? Well, it boils down to the point, all right, that a lot of our people are not of the elect. Even the ones with fringes on, they're just not meant to get it. Okay? And we're not here to make them get it. Okay? We're here to feed the sheep of Yahweh Shai. Our emphasis is on those that believe, not ungrateful guests. Because here it is, the buffet has been laid out. Okay? You can type in anything. All right? And put GMS Revelation 7 and you're going to see videos pop up. GMS Virgin Birth videos pop up. So the buffet has been prepared. Okay? But niggas want you to cook them a meal fresh on the spot. They want to see you fish. They want to see you clean the fish. Okay? Scale the fish. All right? Season it. They want you to do that all for them on the spot every day. That's the mindset of an ungrateful guest. Nothing is enough for them. They can never be satisfied, man. Okay? And that's what you have with 2/3 of our people, especially those that know that they're Israelites, man. They're the worst. Okay? So when you read on, it says, um, they replied, "You must show us more miracles. If you want us to believe you are the Messiah, give us free bread every day, like our fathers had while they journeyed through the wilderness, as the scriptures say. Moses gave them bread from heaven." So now they like, look, do what Moses was doing in the wilderness. Give them bread every day. Give us bread every day, man. With bread is going forth every day. But see, if you're an ungrateful guest, it's going over your head. You're not gonna appreciate shit. Okay? And this is why the scripture tell us don't waste our time with ungrateful niggas, man. Okay? We moving on. Nigga can't get it. We moving on, man. Okay? And it says, Yahushua said, Moses didn't give it to them. My father did. So Yahushua checked them. First off, Moses didn't give you, all right, nothing. It was the Heavenly Father that was feeding you that manna. Okay? And it says, and now he offers you true bread from heaven. The true bread is a person, the one sent by the Most High from heaven, and he gives life to the world. So here it is, Yahushua is with them every day. That was the bread of life. Just as now, the spirit of Yahushua is with us every day. That's the bread of life. Okay, the feast is already prepared. You see? So here it is, you have this feast prepared right before Jake, and all the nigga can do is complain and ask for more. Okay? Ask for something new. And this is why these camps need new gimmicks. Okay? They gotta ride in on horses. They gotta have the Passover at the strip club because Jake want more. All right? Because Jake has a carnal, okay, appetite. Okay? So they gotta see the fashion shows, the dance contests, okay? The Hebrew hookup, all right? The marching around the basketball arena, okay? Jake needs to see them marching through the communities, okay? Pushing grandma in a wheelchair. You see, Jake needs to see a new gimmick often, okay? Because Jake has his mindset that they're the audience and the prophets have to impress them, okay? The Most High has to impress them. Yahweh Shai has to impress them. They're the audience and they need to be impressed. Show me more. Give me more. Okay? And that's the mindset of an ungrateful guest that's not going to get it. And eventually they're going to be punished, man, for being ungrateful, man. Okay? And the buffet is laid out. Okay? So you read on, it says, Yahweh Shai, it says, verse 34, it says, Sir, they said, give us that bread every day of our lives. Simple. Here it is, he's telling them he's the bread of life, and they still asking for some carnal, all right, miracle every day. See, Yahushua replied, I am the bread of life. No one coming to me will ever be hungry again. Those believing in me will never, all right, thirst. Okay? So, as we've come to Yahushua and we're digesting his word, we never thirst. We'll never hunger again. See, we're beyond satisfied, man, with this word, with Yahushua, man, with the wisdom, the knowledge, all right? All the game Yahushua is putting us on, man. You know? We're satisfied with this, man. As we're learning how to live. See, we're learning how to live. This is the bread of life, man. This is the understanding of life. Okay? The carnal food, yeah, we got that. It's here. Okay? we got the carnal food. We got these things. The Lord gives us, daily bread in the flesh, but then he gives us the daily bread in the spirit, and that's the main thing. Okay? So the elect will be satisfied with the teachings of Yahushua. Because see, this the bread of Yahushua, all right, it quenches, all right, a hunger that this world can't quench. It satisfies a hunger that the world can't quench, man. Okay, only through Yahushua you get that spiritual quench. Okay, that's that spiritual satisfaction, man. And it's more than enough for the hopeful elect. The hopeful elect will be extremely appreciative of the bread of life, which is Yahushua. The opposite of an ungrateful guest, man. Okay, and it says, Yahushua replied, I am the bread of life. No one coming to me will ever be hungry again. Those believing in me, all right, will never thirst. But the trouble is, as I have told you before, you haven't believed, even though you have seen me. But some will come to me, those the Father have given me, and I will never, never reject them. And that's the hopeful elect. Those appreciative guests, okay? Those that appreciate Yahweh Shai and this bread of life, man. Okay? This is more than enough. Okay? We're being constantly satisfied every day. Okay? And you go here because let's go here to Proverbs the 9th chapter. Okay? It's the book of Proverbs chapter 9, verse 1. It said, Wisdom had builded her house. She have hewn out her 7 pillars. Okay, so we're seeing the house of David being established, being raised up, and it's being built off wisdom. And who is the wisdom of the Most High? Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this structure that we see, the order that's being established in the earth amongst the hopeful elect is the foundation of the wisdom, the chief cornerstone of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and within that house there's a buffet. Okay, it says she have killed her beast. Okay, she have mingled her wine. She have also furnished her table. You read this in the NLT. She has prepared a great banquet, mixed the wines, which is the doctrine. Okay, and set the table. Mixing the wines, as you go here a little, there a little. The Bible is being broken down. Okay, it says she has sent her servants to invite everyone to come. She calls out from the heights overlooking the city. And who is her servants? Okay, the prophets. So the prophets have been sent out to invite, all right, Jake, to what? The feast, the king's feast. Okay, it's like, look, the beasts have been slain. The wines have been mixed. The tables are already furnished. All you got to do is come. Okay? When we watch these live screens, all we have to do is, hey, hit play. Everything is already furnished. Okay? Brothers already have the breakdowns. Okay? Brothers have already looked into the words. Okay? Brothers have already studied, certain backstories dealing with the history of what was going on at the time. Okay? Certain articles that complement, you know, the lesson, like your sides. You might have an article, a video, you know, that complement, the meat, and the rest of the course of the meal. Okay? So when we hit the play button, you can go to the apostles videos and hit the play button. It's already laid out. The buffet is already laid out. We just have to sit and digest in the spirit. We just sit and eat. Okay? You see? So this is what we see happening real time. All right? The Lord has sent out his servants and the tables are already prepared. Okay? Before you wake up. It's like, a man will wake up and a woman will already have, a layout for him, a spread for him. Okay? And this is how it is, okay, in this truth, man. This is why you can wake up, to lessons every morning. Brothers go live early. Some brothers have, pre-recorded, posted up, like a meal prep. You see? You can wake up. As soon as you wake up, it's a new meal. Okay? Everything has already been prepared. All you have to do is digest. Okay? And this is what the Lord is doing real time. Now, when you read, it says, she have, back in Proverbs 9 and 3, she have sent forth her maidens. She cried upon the highest places of the city. Who is simple, let her turn in hither. As for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Okay? And before we came into the truth, we was simple. All right? So it's like someone's at the, at the door of a restaurant saying, come in. Come in and buffet. You see? So before we came into the truth, man, we had a simple mindset, simple reasoning. Okay? But we've been invited to the King's feast, fresh off the streets. invited to the king's feast, man. You know, you have to understand that. And you understand ancient custom, the king didn't just invite anyone to the feast, man. Okay? You have to be, of the upper echelon to get that invite. Okay? So what Yahweh Shai is doing, he's inviting people off the street to come feast with the king. All right? When we was the ones off the streets, simple as hell. Low culture, low vibration, not knowing how nothing worked, just a stray wandering the earth, man. You see? But then we had called into the king's feast. Okay? Which, hey, this wisdom, all right, is making us not simple. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get there real quick in Proverbs 1. All right? Proverbs 1 and 2, it says to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. All right? And read this in the NLT, Proverbs 1 and 3. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives. The bread of life, man. To You should be back now. Y'all let me know if you can hear. Take on, goddamn. Y'all let me know how we sound. And change the network. Yeah, come. Yeah, so like I had to change the network. But yep. So let's get back into it. I don't know. What's the last thing? Um, what's the last thing you remember hearing, bro? We just started up from like Matthew. Started back in Matthew. Come. So yeah, we'll just start back in Matthew. All right. Because say Matthew, is reinforcing. Okay. Uh, Proverbs 9. All right, verses 1 through 6. Okay, about the service, the prophets. Okay, furnishing, the tables for the king's feast. And this is what we have to understand as prophets. We're called to be servants, unto the king's feast. You know, we're here to prepare the table, okay, for the guests, which is the church, the rest of the elect. Okay, so Yahweh Shah tasked the prophets, with being those servants, okay, that would feed, all right, the guests, okay, and the elect, the hopeful elect, will be very appreciated, okay, of the king's feast, okay. So you go to Matthew 22:1, it says, and Yahweh Shai answered and spake unto them again by parables and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king which made a marriage for his son. Okay? So the king, all right, is the heavenly father, all right, who's hosting the marriage feast for his son. Okay? That's why you read in NLT, Matthew 22 and 2 in the NLT. The kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a king who prepared a great wedding feast for his son. Okay? When the banquet was ready, he sent his servants to notify, those who were invited, but they all refused to come. Okay, because this word went out. Yahweh shot. As he was teaching amongst the circumcision. You know, you had a lot they rejected. You had the remnant. Of the circumcision that followed Yahweh shot. Okay, but you had a lot that were rejected, man. Okay, and he's comparing the kingdom like unto a wedding feast, man, because this is us, being united back to our power, being joined back to our power. This wisdom is joining us back to our power, man. You know, so as Yahweh Bashim Shai, has allowed us access, he has invited us back in. Okay, the elect will be extremely appreciative. Okay, but the non-elect of our people will be ungrateful. They will look at the king's feast as a light thing, but to the hopeful elect, this feast is everything, man. We're beyond excited, you know, to be invited. Okay, Matthew 22:4 says, so he sent other servants to tell them, the feast has been prepared, the bulls and fattened calf have been killed, and everything is ready. Come to the banquet, man. Okay? And this is what you'll see happening now. All right? Amongst, okay, the ministry is the Lord, has prepared the buffet to where all we have to do is come, all right, and enjoy. Okay? Come and partake. Okay? And it says, um, keep reading on, and it says, but the guests he had invited ignored them and went their own way, one to his farm, another to his business, others seized his messengers and insulted them and killed them, which are the prophets. The king was furious, and he sent out his army to destroy the murderers and burn their town. And he said to the servants, all right, and he said to his servants, the wedding feast is ready, and the guests I invited are not worthy of the honor. You know, so as Yahweh Shai came into the circumcision, okay, no wicked niggas, you see, they rejected, man, okay, and that's why eventually even the Lord, he burnt, the old temple, okay, that old way of sacrifice. He was done with it, okay, through the armies of the Romans. He destroyed that old way because Yahweh Shai was bringing a new way. But see, when you come to the King feast, you get the ups on what's to happen next. It's the spirit of prophecy, the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it's Jake, rejected then, and you got Jake that's rejecting it now. Okay, because back then the temple was burnt in that old way that Jake held on to, the Levitical priesthood, was destroyed. Okay, and the new temple was being built in the spirit through Yahweh Shai. Okay, so now, in this time, as Yahweh Shai is furnishing the feast, okay, and he has his prophets, serving tables via the internet, okay, and our people, they reject, they reject this invitation where the Lord's going to burn down, a whole country this time, man, America, man, okay, he's going to send fire, okay, on the whole landmass, man, on those that reject the king's invitation, man, okay, and it says, now go out to the street corners and invite everyone you see. Okay, so this is uncommon, for a king to start to invite guests into his house to the feast. To come to the feast, you had to be, of reputation. You see, you had to be of certain nobility to be invited to the king's feast. Okay, but we represent, these strays, these common peasants that have been invited to the king's feast, man. Okay, the king's feast. You know, so as we've been invited to this feast straight out the streets, man, you know, there's an appreciation. Okay, because if you already feast every day, then it's just another feast to you. But if you're not, you're not used to feasting as we, were in a place of starvation. We was pretty much starving in the spirit, man. So he's been invited to the king's feast to partake in these spiritual buffets, these spiritual banquets, man. All right, there's an appreciation, because the peasant didn't have access to feasts like that. You know, you had certain peasants that would never go to a feast in their life, man. They just had the little staples and particular things so that a peasant would be very appreciative of the feast. Okay, so it says, um, reading on, verse 9 says, "Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as you shall find, be it to the marriage." So the servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. Okay, and this is what you see now. All right, hey, there's a lot of people at this feast now, you know, but even amongst that, all right, those that the random people that was called in, all right, there's still okay some corrupt spirits within it. Okay, and it says, so the servants went out into the highways and gathered together as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, all right, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment, because there's a certain attire that you wear to the feast, and that attire now represents our conduct. Okay, you couldn't just come to the king's feast without the proper attire. There was a certain wedding attire. There was feast garments. Okay, and see, we began to put these things on through our conduct. Okay, as you go here, the scriptures speak about the good and bad was brought in. So you see the conduct. There was a certain way that you had to behave at the feast. There's a certain etiquette. Okay. Okay, you couldn't just be reaching over, smacking, and you see plates, this high. Like it was a certain etiquette. You go to the book of Sirach, there's a certain way, okay, that you would go to a feast. There was certain behavior. Okay, well in your house shot, there's a certain behavior, certain conduct which represents, okay, the garments. All right, that's why you go here to Isaiah 52 and 1. It says, "Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. From henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and unclean." So us putting on, all right, these garments, these beautiful garments, you're not talking about a city, it's talking about the people. And what makes us beautiful is what? The conduct. Okay? That's why you go to Baruch. So when we come to this feast, there's a certain conduct. All right? And if you're not, behaving in that conduct, you stand out. You see? And this is what we see happening now. That's why you see Jake there at the feast. Okay? But you look at Jake's conduct, that's not the right wedding garments, man. Okay? Crip is not the right wedding garments. Jesus Christ is not the right wedding garments, man. That's off. Okay? Women that still have their feminist mindset, that's not the right wedding garments. You off, man. Okay? Now, and many other things, man. That Jake rapping 7-hour Passover. This Jake got the wrong garments on, man. Okay? Not preaching what the MOTB is, these false doctrine. Jake is at the feast with the wrong garments. Okay? So you go here to the book of Baruch. All right, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 5. All right, in verse 1 it says, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from the Most High forever." Okay, so as we been put in this captivity, we've been wearing the garment or the behavior of slavery, post-slavery trauma. Okay, to why people just been in survival mode and had to deal with these enchantments and this constant attacks of Esau, Edom. just a lost people wandering, in captivity, man. In the state of mourning and affliction. Okay, but now, all right, as we've been invited to the feast, we're being decked out with the garments, okay, of righteousness, man. It said, cast about thee a double garment of righteousness, which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem, which will be, accessory, a head wrap, okay, whatever, like a turban, but it'd be like a royal turban, we have a stone in it, okay. It says, which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem on thy head of the glory of the everlasting. Okay? So now, as we've been invited, to the King's feast, we become elevated, okay, in understanding and how to be. Okay? So our conduct, okay, which it represents our garment, is now starting to resemble that of royalty, man. The way that we are, the order that we coming in, okay, and starting to resemble that look of royalty, man. Okay, the way we treat each other as brothers, the way that we reverence, the elders and older men. Okay, you have women getting in order under those men. Well, that's us getting back into the royal apparel, man. Okay, of order. All right. So let's go back from there. Let's get Matthew again. Matthew 22 and start at 11. It says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment, and he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless, all right, not the right conduct. And see, that's what's being isolated. See, this is what Yahweh Shai is doing amongst the body. Yahweh Shai is coming like, nigga, what are you doing? Okay, this is why things are being exposed. All right, Jake looking tacky as hell. Okay, all out of pocket. This is Yahweh Shai coming to the feast. As the king of the feast. He's coming to the feast and like he's peeping things out, and he see Jake with these bullshit garments on, which is their conduct, and he's calling it out. Okay, as you read Matthew 22 and 13, then said the king to the servants. No, verse 12 it says, and he said unto him, friend, how comest thou in hither not having the wedding garment? And he was speechless, man. Okay, so that's your Howard shot checking the conduct amongst, all right, the feast, man, because you have those that at the feast. Remember, the bad and good are at this feast. Okay, so you still have niggas, okay, and nigga women. They come to the feast, okay, but as they're feasting, they're not elevating. Their conduct is not changing. They're not being decked out in those royal garments. And what's happening, they're starting to stand out amongst the other guests. And your house shine like, who are these niggas, man? Okay? And he's exposing these things, man. And this is what it's going to end to. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. And this is why the Lord is allowing Jake to be bugged out. Okay, because amongst Israel, Jake is bugging out, man. Jake is really losing it. And that's Jake going into outer darkness in their mind, which is going to lead them to their destruction, where it's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man, the nukes. Okay? So coming to the wedding and not having the right apparel, the right garments on, okay, there's a punishment for that, man. Because that shows a lack of reverence, all right, for the host of the feast, man, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay? It says, for many are called, but few are chosen, man. That's why we know that we called, but we pray, okay, that we're chosen, man. You see? And that's why it's a continual fight until we get on the chariot. Okay? So let's go from there. All right. Let's get this in Get that in Isaiah 55. It's the book of Isaiah, all right, chapter 55 and verse 1. Okay, it says, "Ho to everyone that thirsteth." I drink these herbs this morning. It said, "Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. Yeah, come buy wine and milk without money and without price." Okay, so we've been invited to this feast, and it doesn't cost us a thing. Because you will have certain noble families that you will have to pay just to come watch them eat and listen to those conversations, not to even be a part of the feast. Like you would just come to watch them and listen to them talk because those conversations were so valuable. You would be put up on so much game, and, you know, the inner workings of particular things. You would know what was coming up, based on those conversations. Okay, so there were certain families, certain royal families, that you had to pay, just to listen to the conversation that they will have, over dinner. But here it is, we've been invited not to just listen, but to eat in the King's feast for free, man. This is us understanding the mercy. This is a parable showing you the mercy that we've been given from on high, man. Okay? And the nigga is still ungrateful, man. But to the elect, all right, this is everything, man. Okay? And it says, "Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread?" Because here it is now. All right, in this society, our people, spend money, okay, on that which is not bread. Okay? They go to church, tithe, get the offerings, but they're not getting real bread. Okay? Our people are all into, Egyptology and, the ancestors and all these different things, whether it's, people our people pay top dollar for college and all these particular things, but they're not being satisfied. They're not being quenched. Okay, they're still, starving. Okay, our people that's in all these different, philosophies and doctrines. Okay, Jacob Republican now. You see, all these things that our people give their time, resources, and energy to, but they're still not satisfied. Okay, they're still not content. Okay, because it's not true bread. Okay, and it says, "Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and you labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness," man. Okay, and through this word, we're able to delight ourselves in the fatness of this word, man. We're able to eat till our full every day. Okay, there's more than enough. Okay, of this spiritual bread to go around. You can't even eat. You gotta step away from the table. When you stop watching videos for the day or stop reading. Because you're full. You've been satisfied. You step away from the table. Okay, yeah, and you can let it digest in the spirit. Let things digest, and then wake up in the morning on the same regiment, man. Okay, so we're able to delight ourselves in the fatness of this word, this buffet. You see? So let's go from there. Um, yeah, that it's speaking of, all right, this word. This is book of Luke chapter 4 and verse 4. It says, matter of fact, I started at 1. Luke 4:1, it says, "And Yahushua, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days, all right, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered." Okay, so he wasn't eating actual food. Okay, and it says, "And the devil said unto him, If thou be the Son of Man, command this stone that it be made bread." And Yahushua answered him, saying, "It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High." Okay, then you know that there's a spiritual diet required. Okay? Of course, we eat, you gotta eat. You can't do a 40-day fast in this time. Okay, these bodies built for that. Okay? Brothers do fast and brothers, go on cleanses. Okay? But at the same time, you have to eat, you know, this food. Okay? But what we can't go without is the spiritual food, because you can go a time, without food, a couple of days, you know, brothers build up, to tolerate more. Okay? And so you can go on certain cleanses for a period of time, but eventually, you're going to have to, start back eating. Okay? But one thing that we can't go without is the spiritual food. You can't go days without this. Okay? As an elder apostle Hart say, you miss a day, you miss a lot. Okay? You can't go without this food, man. Hey, the spirit needs this daily and often, man. Okay? So, going from there, I see brothers got a few on the comment board. Let me see. This is a brother Kazak Bon Yahweh, Proverbs 23 and 23 says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also, wisdom and instruction and understanding. How do we buy this truth, man, with our time? The time that we put into, studying, the videos, the research, that's us buying the truth. All right. And as we obtain this, we sell it not. You know, hey, the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai has his men serving free meals in the spirit, okay, at the king's feast. Okay. So here it is, the king has through, this luxurious feast, the best wine, the best meats, okay, the best, everything, water, okay, all the complimentary, everything is decked out. All you have to do is show up, okay. But to a nigga, that's still not enough, okay. But to the elect will be extremely appreciative of their feast, man, and will constantly return and be satisfied, more and more, okay. Um. So yeah, let's go from there. Matter of fact, let's get this in Psalms. We'll end it there. Let's go to the book of Psalms 23 and 5. Psalms 23 and 5 says, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Okay? So this buffet of understanding has been prepared right before our enemies, man, Esau Edom. Because Esau Edom did everything to keep giving our niggas a buffet of niggerdom, of GMOs. You see? Esau wants our people to eat, of the buffet, okay, of nigger culture, black culture, Christianity, Miss Independent, feminism. See, that's the buffet that Esau has prepared for our people. And we see the results of it. Because you are the results of your diet, okay? I say when it comes to your mental clarity, your energy, your weight, your strength, it all goes back to diet, okay? So you see, as our people have buffeted on, the nigger diet, all right, of the enemy, you see the results of it, okay? The dysfunction, the chaos, the stubbornness, the pride, okay? That's on our people, the violence, okay? The disorder that's amongst our people, the backwards way of thinking, and it comes from their poor diet. That's why even you go here before we go to Psalms, because the Lord has prepared a table before our enemies, and we stop partaking in the king's meat of this world and begin to partake in the king's meat of the world to come, which is Yahweh Shai. That's why you go to Proverbs, is it 20? It might be Oh yeah, yep. Proverbs 23:1. It says, "When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and the ruler of this world is Esau Edom." And as Esau bid us to his feast, going back to the what do you call it, civil rights, okay, the integration. There was a devil bringing Jake, into a feast, okay, because during the civil rights movement, what was Esau putting on the table? Feminism, okay, and then later on he came with what the black exploitation, okay. Then he dropped the crack, and this is the dishes that this devil was putting out. The devil put crack on the table, okay. They gave you what? NWA, nigger culture, okay, thug life, okay, Il Nana, okay, Trina. You see, this is what he was putting on the table, man. Drill culture, okay, hot girl summer. See, these are the things that was set before our people, okay, on the table that Esau prepared, man. Okay, it says, "And put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat." Okay? So Esau put these things, he made it look good. He dressed it up, okay? Made it smell good, look good, okay? So to the senses, to the eyes, and to the taste, it was great. Just going back to the garden, okay? Matter of fact, let's just get it. We wrote in the spirit. Genesis 3 and and um and 3. I started 1. Genesis 3:1 said, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field." Okay? So there's spirit of subtlety going back to the serpent, all right, which was a man, okay, in the earth, it was around, all right, Adam, and Eve, Adam being the first son of God, Eve his wife, okay? So it was this man that brought disobedience in a very subtle way. Okay? As Esau, he presented disobedience to our people in a very subtle way, in a very deceptive way, as if it was for our good. Okay? And it says, "And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat," unfinished, it says, started 1 again, Genesis 3:1. "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said to the woman, Yeah, as the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, Ye shall not eat, neither shall ye touch, lest ye die." And the trees represented, all right, the other people. And the fruits was their doing, their doctrines. Okay? We wasn't to partake in the ways, okay, of, all right, these other nations, man, these other people. Okay? There was a way that was given to, all right, the lineage of Adam. Okay? And Eve, she was given the instructions of their way, their order. Okay? And it says, "And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. For the Most High know that in the day that you eat thereof," okay, "in the day that you eat thereof," okay. So what did Eve do? She began to digest those other ways. All right, the serpent, he was chipping away at her, man. Okay, because this wasn't, a 5-minute thing. This was a thing over time. And as the serpent was chipping away at Eve, she began to chip away at Adam. Okay, so she began to digest other ways. Okay, just as you seen how people begin to digest, those destructive ways, man, those enchantments. All right, that was laid out before us, man. By the kings of this world, Esau, Edom. It said, for the Most High doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you should be as gods, knowing good and evil. So he presented this as an upgrade, as if, the order that she was in, she was being held back, okay? Like she wasn't benefiting, okay? She wasn't benefiting from paradise. She wasn't benefiting from, the immortal way that was given to Adam. That didn't benefit her. Like, nah, we got something else that's better, okay? And you read on, it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good, all right, for food, okay, and to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat. Now you read this in the NLT, it says the woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and the fruits looked delicious, okay, and she wanted the wisdom it will give her, okay. So also going to Eve representing the church, man. We disobeyed, the husband. Okay, Israel disobeyed their husband. This is also a parable for that in the spirit too. Okay, we went another way. It's a way that looked it good. And Esau did that in this time. He presented a way that looked it good to our people, as if we're winning because we get to eat in a restaurant with an Edomite. Like there's some type of accomplishment, man. But that does nothing for our spirit, man. Okay, that you're able to, get different jobs, okay, under this devil. Okay, you're able to participate, in his politics, and you see, you're able to become movie stars and celebrities, okay, in this system. Those things looked good, okay. You see, you get to go to his colleges and particular things. See, those things looked good to our people, as if they was being put on, but it was deceitful meats. Okay, so you go back here to Proverbs 23, and it says, "Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat." Okay, now when you jump down to verse 6, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. So here it is, this man hates you, but he's inviting you to a feast. You know, and our people, we fell for it. You see, and you had his servants, as he would prop up leaders, the Martin Luther Kings, these different leaders he would prop up. Okay, they bid Jake to the feast of Esau, man. Okay, you see, it says, "Eat not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither be desirous thou." All right, neither desire thou his dainty meats. Okay, so we shouldn't, now that we know we shouldn't desire anything of the devil, man. We shouldn't desire anything from this devil. Okay, every way that this man has set before us has been destructive. You see, and now we're dealing with the aftermath of our people, okay, partaking in, all right, the wicked king's meat, the being bidden to the feast of an enemy. You see, now we see the benefit. Now we see the consequences of that. Because it takes a while. You have a poor diet, then gradually you start to see the consequences of that poor diet. The ration. The fatigue. Okay, the muscle soreness, the poor quality of sleep. Okay, and then it begins a ripple effect that gets worse and worse. And as you see our people, they're in this never-ending ripple effect that's getting worse and worse. That's why every generation is getting worse, man. And that's the results of partaking in, the meats of an enemy, being invited to the feast of an enemy, man. Okay? But as we've been invited to the feast of a righteous king, our brethren, okay, hey, we're being satisfied, we're being nurtured back to life, man. Okay, Psalms 23 and 5, it says, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over, man. And see, the elect would appreciate that feast. Like, nah, we have more than enough. Okay, you have an ungrateful nigga, you know, saying, okay, that was cool, but what's next? What's next? What about this? That was alright, but what about this? Y'all ain't got this, you know? An ungrateful nigga had that mindset, but the elect, like, damn, my cup runneth over. This the best wine ever. You know, this is the best, oxtails ever. You see, this is the best lamb chops ever, man. I'm good, you know? I'm satisfied, I'm content. You see? And it says, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al Shah forever, man. You know, because this feast is leading to immortality, man. You know, we're being nourished back to immortality, man. You know, because we failed going back to the garden, you know, the lineage of the sons of God, through Adam, we began to fall, to be in a fallen state. But Yahweh Shai, he reversed that fallen state, so as we come to the King's feast, we're being nourished back to immortality, man. Okay? That's why I think this is a beautiful thing, So that was the point, Lord will, all right, you brothers, okay, and you sisters edified once again. We want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings salutations to the heavenly